Hello and welcome to my home movie on the Bentley Continental GT Hybrid. I forgot to do my standing in front of the car intro with the green press car, so I've come to Bentley Bristol, who are lovely. This is another first edition, but it's not the one I drove. Good! Spunk my body, that's fast. And it really is fast. 782 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds. 190 horsepower of that is electric. It'll do 208 miles an hour flat out, and when you weigh 2.5 tons, it takes some stopping, so carbon ceramic brakes are standard. There's a 50-mile electric only range. Now the beauty of this home movie making is I can leave these tracking shots uncut. You might see a white van in a minute. There you go. Don't get that on Top Gear. Anyhow, have a look at how beautiful this car is in the bright sunlight. Then maybe a bit more tracking. Then have a look at the interior, which we'll talk about more later on. The chassis is very different than before. Twin-chamber dampers give far better ride comfort in the softest setting. It has four-wheel steering and an electric locking rear diff, so it can do this. So it looks like a facelift, but actually it's mostly new underneath. Please note that the microphone rustle in this section was entirely deliberate. 782 horsepower. Not so long ago, that's sort of crazy tuner numbers, isn't it? But this is a fully warranted VW Bentley developed 4-litre V8 with, thick end of 800 horsepower, and it's petrol electric hybrid system. I can't believe we've reached this point. And this is a really impressive powertrain. I know I've just done a film about the new M5. This does everything better than the M5. I never thought I'd say that about a VW Group powertrain over a BMW M powertrain, but this is just better, faster, smoother. Listen to the noise. It's more, it's sharper, it's more enjoyable. It's a really brilliant solution. And anyone that thought they were going to miss the W12, well, you're just not. You really are not. This has got 120 horsepower more. I know there's a weight penalty, but it's just not that severe. It's a magnificent powertrain as well because it's so smooth and it's so quiet. And the moment you go into town, you can just knock it into electric mode and away you go. I can't speak highly enough of the powertrain. I know it sounds like I'm repeating myself, but it's that good. It's the best I've driven by a mile. By a mile. What's this now? Now in the next bit you'll notice I'm hushed a bit, I'm whispering. That's because the chap who came to collect the car, who works for Bentley, was stood right behind me. And even at my age, I don't like saying something's not great if I'm within earshot of someone that works for the company. So I thought whispering would get me off the hook. Controversially, I'm not that into the facelift. I don't like the rear light design, I prefer the old one. This one's a bit bigger, but as I've always said, aesthetics really aren't my job for you, are they? Wheel design's good, but I think it's a bit tricky at the front as well. That sort of extra bit down there. I'm not sure about that. But overall, the shape is still beautiful. Come inside and allow Bentley to show you how to do a cabin. This is how you do a cabin, people. Okay, I've just jumped in, that's why you couldn't see anything. So, if you come here, look at this. Absolutely fantastic
fake dials, but they look really good. This is the piece that I love most, is this is the centre console. It's almost flat. I always think that adds a degree of luxury. Loads of buttons, and obviously there has to be some theatre built in here. So the screen opens like that. I know it's all got sort of horrible little fingerprint marks on it. Oh, we've got there some funky music that's not mine. But you've also got the option of turning the screen around so you can have your dials. Again, I love that last little movement. Watch it now, it just pulses and just changes. It's lovely. It's not a 4-seater, it's 2+2. If you look in the back there, it's 2+2. And it has lost some boot space because of the, which I'll show you now, some boot space because of the hybrid system. I still think the cup holder's too far back, so my elbow is there, and I'm a little person, I know. The only thing I've got that's a problem with this car is that the Apple CarPlay kept detaching. And I couldn't work out why. And the wireless thing is back here, the wireless charger. That would only go for about sort of 10 minutes before the phone got too hot. And I've got the latest phone, so that was annoying. But I really do think Bentley's on a roll with this thing. You're all going to say you don't like the colour scheme. This is a first edition. You can have whatever colour you want. If you want to spend your money, have whatever colour you want. This happens to be a funky green on the outside, an olivey green, and then this on the inside. But, I mean, I was complaining about column stalks in BMWs. Everything here is just, look at these. Look at these. Piano. Sorry, they're sort of organ stops, aren't they? Beautiful. This is high quality. And no longer Breitling on the clock. I'm not a Breitling fan, so actually I think that's a rather good move. Why not Bentley do their own clock? It's great.
And then it was off to the track, where the old transition wasn't quite in the bag. And then it was. What you might not have known is I usually have someone sitting in the passenger seat while I do these bits, and I tend to natter away at them, so I've left some of the nattering in this film for you.
It's really fast on the road. Like really, really fast. Right. And it shouldn't slide, but it does. Would you turn this shit off down there? Bentley safeguard restricted, okay. Emergency braking system is off. That's a good sign. 4. Right, so Bentleys are about travelling long distances with deportment and dignity. They're not about sliding at all. That, oh dearie me, there's all sorts going on there. I better do that again.
It's unbelievable.
Your weapon, isn't it?
That is so alarming.
Yeah, hold on, it didn't do a full...
No, but you feel all of the wheels trying to get grip.
Yeah, I know, it's doing something here though. It was doing more than it was earlier. Let's try it in fucking third.
It's slippery, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Bentleys are about dignity, smoothness, they're not about sliding. How ridiculous is that? How ridiculous is that? 780 horsepower, Continental GT hybrid has just gone sideways everywhere and now spanked itself down the back straight at Landau doing 114 miles an hour. This is the most surprising vehicle I've driven in a long time. It looks like the old Conti GT from the outside. It drives like an absolute lunatic. It does all of that, and then on the road, it's the best GT I've ever driven. They should give it a different name. It's extraordinary. So extraordinary, I'm going to do that again for you, because it makes me laugh so much. Okay? Watch this now. This thing weighs the same as an oil tanker. There we go. Back goes. The back goes again. What? What's going on with the world when a Bentley can do that? Wow. Utterly pointless, unaffordable to most, but the weather's shit, everyone's miserable. We should take joy in the fact there are people out there in the north of England developing cars as utterly... Just do it around here so it sinks actually. How ridiculous is this thing?
Oh, there's
what?
so much going on.
Okay. We should just be thankful that right now in 2025 there are people in Crewe in the north of Englandshire making something as fucking ridiculous as this. It's sensational. Ah, I love it.
Now, my pal Becky Evans, street name Queen Bee, was at Landau too, so she needed to experience this bonkers powertrain. Here you go, and expect more content with her soon. So, the reason for this is I want just your reaction. I've not told you anything about the powertrain really, to just how good this powertrain is. Just think about the engine and the gearbox. I just think it's absolutely freaking brilliant.
So
It's obviously it's a boat, but
it feels big, but then you get what you give it. Do you know what I mean? Like
it's a Bentley.
It's exactly. Do you know? You're not on a racing boat. You're on a yacht, a land yacht.
But get round this corner here and then clog it down that straight. Tell me it's not absolutely brilliant. Clog it now.
It's impressive, isn't it?
Now stop it. That's outrageous.
That is. It feels quite like.
Yeah, it does.
What's
It
the
feels.
word? It's refined. Like, but it's not refined. It's like.
It's also got a front end, hasn't it? When you turn the wheel, it turns.
Yeah. That's impressive. I'm a bit tight here, sorry.
That is fast.
Oh my god, yeah, we're doing 90.
It's mega, isn't it? So, to summarise, this is a near £300,000 machine that is meaningless to most people. I know that. But as a technology statement, it's rather important. Hybrids are good news. They're efficient, they're the next step in the process, and they can be very effective and great fun. This tech can cascade down into cheaper cars. If the next Golf GTI is a 300 horsepower car that merges electric and ICE drive as seamlessly as this, it will be a very good thing.